Youth Representative for the Falls Church Democratic Committee and diligently dedicated tremendous time and effort volunteering at many events, Ms. Wyckoff was recognized for her hard work and was rewarded with the honor of introducing Senator Tim Kaine at a local event. And whereas Ms. Wyckoff has been selected to attend Girls State and has been inducted in and is an active member of the National Honor Society, recognizing her innate and distinguished academic qualities. And whereas Ms. Wyckoff brought passion, persistence, leadership, innovation, and motivation to her in-class and extended endeavors, and moreover, utilized these strengths to demonstrate responsibility to the student community by sharing content in student-friendly ways and tutoring students in need of academic assistance. And whereas Ms. Wyckoff challenged herself each year of high school by taking advantage of the school's offerings of honors, AB, and AP courses, Ms. Wyckoff is an International Baccalaureate Diploma Program candidate. Ms. Wyckoff will graduate with a GPA of 4.418. And whereas Ms. Wyckoff was elected as a National Merit Scholarship Award recipient and will receive a substantial scholarship to attend the University of Richmond. And now therefore be proclaimed that the Falls Church City School Board extends its highest commendation and deepest appreciation to Ms. Wyckoff for her exemplary services to the City of Falls Church, to George Mason High School, and to the extended community, and offers their sincerest congratulations and best wishes as she graduates and pursues a college education. We'll come over with your resolution.
Sorry to put you through that, but so you can see Miss Ray. She helped us gather all that information. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
And thank you. Akeisha, you've really been a great student representative, providing so much information and feedback for us and representing the student body so well. Thank you. And now we will appoint our 2018-2019, or 2019-2020 student representative to the school board.
Yep, she
Yes,
is.
hi. Okay, I don't want to mispronounce your name.
Come on
Would
up
you
to
come
the
up and
table. It's Niharika.
Niharika.
Niharika Singh.
Niharika Singhvi. Well, welcome, and we're looking forward to working with you this year. And I need a motion to appoint Ms. Singhvi to be our representative. Would someone like to make the motion? And then we'll take a picture.
Madam Chair, I move the school board approve the appointment of Niharika Singhvi as the student representative to the school board for the 2019-2020 school year.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Liddon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Great. So, welcome, and come on up. Let's do a picture.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
And now move on to section 6.07, our annual reports to the school board and oral reports from health and wellness, business and education, our lead daycare advisory board, and special education advisory committees.
I'm Susan Dimick. I'm chair of the Health and Wellness Committee. Oh, not on?
Okay, there, sorry. I'm Susan Dimick, I'm Chair of the Health and Wellness Committee. Thank you for having me this evening. I first wanted to let you know that I have a wonderful committee. My student rep, Zach, was great. We all appreciated his input, and we also really appreciated our staff liaisons who are on our committee. We had a very productive year. First, we promoted 2 bike walk to school days, one in October, one in May. We're really grateful to our schools for helping us with this promotion, especially the PE teachers, and we'll continue to do biking and walking to school again next year. Second, we placed weekly health tips in the morning announcements, and we'll do so again next year. Third, we launched a Wait Until 8th campaign to encourage parents to sign onto a pledge to delay giving their child a smartphone until 8th grade. We'll continue to do outreach on this next year. There's maybe not as much interest in the MEH and above student population, but there is interest in the elementary population. And we feel if we get a core number of parents in the community to sign on to such a pledge, it would make it easier for those parents to not be pressured by their children to have smartphones. We explored the issue of vaping, juuling, and e-cigarette use by our school-age population. Rates are increasing dramatically in our region and in our schools. The committee heard from Principal Hills on the issue. He noted that it's a problem at both Mason and MEH. He estimated that half of our high school population has tried e-cigarettes. There are currently 2 e-cigarette stores in the city, and students also purchase product online. While the governor did sign legislation raising the purchase age of tobacco products from 18 to 21, it doesn't really have much teeth. There isn't much in the way of fines. So we expect to do more on vaping, juuling, e-cigarettes next year. Finally, the committee organized a very successful series of talks to educate and raise awareness among Falls Church families on issues relating to anxiety and depression. The committee identified these topics last year by interviewing FCCPS counselors. Presenters spoke on instilling grit and resilience among children, study skills, parenting in the digital age, and the self-driven child. Attendance averaged about 72 adults per talk, and we also provided childcare with usually around 8 kids there. After each talk, we surveyed the attendees to find out what future topics would be of interest to them. Topics include stress, anxiety, effective parenting, technology and kids, depression, sex, drugs, and college applications. Next year, the committee will continue to organize talks around issues of interest to Falls Church families. Fall topics include vaping, juuling, e-cigarettes, anxiety, and a workshop on parental controls for technology. We look forward to a productive 2019-2020 school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dimick. Any questions from the board?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next is business and education. Ms. Connolly?
Hello, School Board. I'm Mary Beth Connolly, the Staff Liaison to the Business and Education Advisory Committee. Our Chair, Cheryl Fisher, was unable to be here this evening. We had a good year. We had 4 meetings. James Weichert, who is still here, I believe, was our student representative, and he's the first student representative we've had who attended all of the meetings. So, Grace, we're looking forward to you meeting that next year. And you saw the rest of the report that was submitted by the committee, but the Business and Education Advisory Committee is very committed to making sure that the community partnerships are promoted within the community, that teachers know what is available to them, and that our business community remains active and a good participant in the school community. So thank you for your support. Any questions?
Thank you very much. Next up is LEAP, Mr. Boson.
Okay, now we're going. Hi, I'm Paul Boson. I'm the chair of the LEAP Advisory Committee. And just to make sure, does everyone know what LEAP means? It's kind of a confusing acronym, Language Instruction Education Program. So it used to be ESOL, but LEAP is a well-established program in our division. And this year, I wanted to cover just a couple of things that the committee has been looking at, and then also leave a moment for questions if anybody has any. So first, we started off each meeting with the help of Jeannie Seabridge and Jen Santiago, the staff liaisons, taking a look at the demographics, trying to understand well the picture of what's happening in the division and its student population. And in that respect, I wanted to leave you all with something which I think everyone knows, but it's important as we look long-term about how serving this special population works. The number of LEAP students in the division has increased quite dramatically. And if you look back over the past 4 academic years, LEAP student headcount is increased by 51% in terms of students receiving services, so 51% in 4 years. If you also include students who have exited the program within the last 2 years and are still being tracked, the number of LEAP students has increased by 69% in 4 years. So now these are not huge numbers, so it's very different than Fairfax County, very different than Montgomery County. But having said that, for our division, it's quite important. That brings me to my second observation, and something that we've paid a lot of attention to. I want to thank the leadership of the division, Dr. Noonan and others, and you all too, for caring enough to look at both strategic and structural changes, and also the kinds of people changes that can enable us to serve this special population. So the Family Resource Center, which is something that the committee has talked about going back 4 or 5 years from before I was on it, came into being last summer. And I think it's a very important and strategic way for us to serve these students and these families better. In addition, it's a people story, as is so often the case. Jen Santiago, looking at LEAP from a divisional leadership perspective. And also in the Family Resource Center context, the appointment of Erica Zabayos as a Family Resource Center coordinator is a very important step and one that speaks volumes, to the families that the division serves. Ultimately, and third, I would comment, though, it does leave us, with a lot of questions in the air. So as we do start to serve students well, as we structurally position ourselves, one of the things that our committee has looked at, we don't have as much of a tradition as some of the committees of doing different initiatives, different programs. So health and wellness, I'd commend you all. It's really impressive what some of the committees have done to support these issues in the division. We, though, took a look at different areas where we might engage. And one of the things that came up again and again, and actually came up in the context of the Health and Wellness Committee's work too, is college planning and the way that is such a source of stress and practical needs, for all families, but especially for special populations. Anyways, this is an area where working with Sia Knight, the Dean of Students at GMHS, and the counseling staff, we will hopefully be able to support through different members of the committee volunteering their time, and also maybe other members in the community volunteering their time to connect with families, connect with students in a very relational, very respectful way. Starting in August, we've been talking about a program of monthly events where the families, in the LEAP student population and students, we have separate discussions with students and with engaged members of the community to help people through the college planning process. That being something that Erica Zabayos, she's wonderful, but if you just look at the numbers of people who have these kinds of needs, we do need to think about how do we come alongside and serve these families well. I'll leave you with one final thought. Which is, I can't say enough about the people on this committee. It's true in so many areas in Falls Church, but Emily Boland, Sonia Ruiz-Bolanos, Carrie Carlson, Gloria Clement, Wynn Dayton, Thomas Ragland, Gabby Sandos, Ruth Sejas, and then the student rep, Evelyn DeRoss, just a wonderful, wonderful group. And working with both Jeannie, who we loved working with, and also Jen Santiago increasingly. It's been wonderful being able to work with these people and to hopefully serve you all and the community. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Our representative from Daycare Advisory Board could not be here this evening, but we'll go on to our Special Education Advisory Committee. Ms. York.
All right.
All right. Thank you for having us tonight. I would like to say we had a fabulous year. Couple of the highlights from our meetings, we enjoyed being able to get to know Rebecca Sharp more and also working with Seamus O'Connor.